Puta merda. Desce, desce, desce. Meu Deus do céu, cara.
Hello, adrenaline junkies. Welcome to Beyond the Blade. You're about to witness the rawest moments from the world of heavy trucking and machine madness. The flips, the slips, the near misses, and the recoveries you won't believe worked. Let's get into it. Deep mud, heavy load, but this logging truck driver doesn't flinch. With skills and throttle control, the rig makes it through without getting stuck. The tilt was clear at first glance, and the load couldn't hold. The logs came down hard in a loud, messy collapse. Luckily, everyone got out fast. The turn proved too much for both the driver and the truck. As the rig leans, the entire load crashes to the floor. Most vehicles wouldn't even try, but this beast of a truck powers through deep water like it's nothing and rolls out the other side without breaking a sweat. Could it have been the turn, or was it a technical malfunction? Either way, what a sad turn of events. Even with backup, the truck couldn't hold its ground. It tipped mid-recovery, sending the entire load of logs crashing down in a chaotic, heavy mess. It looked tight, risky, and nearly impossible to make, but the turn was handled like a pro with the driver's skill and the machine's strength. After grinding through brutal terrain, the truck sounds completely worn out. It only takes a second. The strap wasn't holding properly, and just like that, the load slips off. Fast, unexpected, and almost unbelievable to watch. A small mistake with big consequences. Watching a logging truck unload its massive stack of timber is pure satisfaction. The weight, the precision, the clean drop. Looks like the bend was no match for the experience of the driver and the strength of the truck. It's not just noise, it's the sound of years on the road, heavy loads and rugged terrain. Navigating tight turns, steep hills, and impossible terrain precisely. This driver shows what real skill looks like. It's surprising to see such a small dozer dragging a truckload of logs uphill. But size isn't everything. Whatever went wrong, it went wrong. I'm not sure if it was timing or miscommunication, but this scene turned into one hot mess fast. It's wild how just a single massive log can fit on the truck and the truck still moves. That's the kind of weight you don't just carry, you feel it. You can tell this driver knows what they're doing. With a solid truck and years behind the wheel, they glide through the rough road like it's second nature. At that speed, it was bound to go sideways. Luckily, only one log fell off, not the entire load. It could have been a disaster, but they got off easy this time. Ruts, mud, and uneven ground. This driver takes it all head-on. Defying harsh terrain with control and power is where skill meets machine muscle. Why is the road like this? The truck halts for several moments, struggling to even think about moving forward. This driver takes on the rugged ramps of Toyota Durango with precision and patience. It's a true test of control where one wrong move could cost everything. With a little push from the dozer, the truck finally found its grip and got back on the move. Teamwork in tough terrain. When you see a logging truck stuck on a muddy road, just look ahead and you'll see an excavator or a dozer. Just to get the logs delivered, these workers are clearing the path and pouring sand over tough spots. It's about making sure the job gets done, no matter how rough the road. Navigating a muddy road takes serious traction, and this truck makes it look almost easy. With tires gripping like they're made of steel, it powers through terrain that would stop most vehicles cold.
Cái xe không chạy mà dần dường như là trôi xuống các bạn. Rất nguy hiểm. Ôi không. Kích thước của xe đã bị sập lại rồi các bạn ơi. Tuyệt vời, bác Tài đã vượt qua một cung ngặt rồi.
Sometimes all it takes is a little help. Without that extra push, the truck wouldn't have made it through. It's a perfect example of teamwork, keeping the wheels turning in tough terrain. Another tough road, another stuck truck. And just like clockwork, the dozer does what the truck can't. Some routes just don't budge without backup. Rugged, powerful, and unapologetically tough. These Russian trucks don't ask if the road is ready, they just go.
Пойдем туда? Заводи козу. Козу надо было завести туда и... Помаши хоть.
Now that's engineering. A drive shaft running to the trailer gives power to its wheels, turning it into more than just cargo. It's part of the drive system. truck struggled, and not even the dozer could save the day. With snow piling high and resistance thick, both machines ended up stuck.
Ёбана в рот, пиздец. Трактор перевернули. Я хуй.
As if the mud wasn't enough, this truck also has a hill to fight. Slipping, stopping, and struggling for grip. It's another case of a heavy load and a road that just won't cooperate. Watching a heavy truck cross a wooden bridge is always tense. Every creak feels like the last. But against the odds and with nerves of steel, the truck makes it through. Despite tight turns and steep climbs, this truck easily handles the route. No slips, no stops, just steady control and confident driving all the way through.
Oh!
These aren't just any turns, they're risky and demand total control. Only the most experienced drivers can pull them off with this kind of precision. Narrow space, heavy load, and zero room for error. But the driver makes it look easy. It's moves like this that prove who really knows the road. It may not be as big as trucks, but it sure gets the delivery done. Look at how it moves on the muddy road.
Nossa, aí ó, Fordeco aí tá na pressão aí, não tá fácil subir essa lomba. Agora ligou o nitro. Fordão aí tem pressão aí, ó.
This logging truck faced a brutal stretch. Deep ruts, sudden stops, and black smoke pouring out from the strain. But despite the rough ride and heavy load, the driver pushed through and made it out. The bridge creaked, shifted, and looked like it could give way at any second. But even with pauses and careful intervention, the truck pushed through.
Tá caindo lá, ó. Tá caindo lá. Vira sua cá. Vai cair lá. Já caiu já lá, ó.
Vai quebrar o lado do que quebrou do outro lado. Se quebrar esse ladozinho lá, as pontinhas, já era. Ia na hora pra entrar. Olha a moto aqui. Quando ele voltar. Já quebrando lá de lá, o que já tava ficando já.
Deixa comigo, quando é que é, velho?
Ele não passava nada.
Está mais
Não, mas é só aquelas lá, essa dele pra frente é forte. É, né? O peso tá mais pra trás, se ele passar aqui. Passar aqui tudo. Passou, mas já encostou.
Vai?
Baixa mais que isso não, pode ir.
Pode ir.
Só a cabeça meio lá. É, calma, macho!
And that wraps up another round of heavy-duty drama. If you felt the tension, flinched at the crashes, or shouted, "No way" at any point, you're one of us. Hit that like button, subscribe for more madness on wheels, and don't forget to drop a comment with your favorite moment.